Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 2 of the American Sushi podcast with me, your co-host, Evan, as well as my other co-host, the one, the only, longest introduction on YouTube.com, Too Spooky, aka Brandon.
Oh, I am pumped to get into this episode today.
Yeah, and we also have with us today a very special guest, the star of the hit Twitch.tv emote and also a t-shirt, ZestyLuke.
Thanks for having me on the podcast. It's an honor to be here.
Honor to have you as an emote.
Hey, thanks for coming, and thanks for being a hit emote.
Yes, my personal favorite emote of my whole entire, very large, emote backlog, the ZestyLuke himself.
Ooh, that's some high praise right there. Okay.
Recently, I got a Snapchat memory saying that the ZestyLuke has now been officially about 1 year old.
It's nuts.
Oh, well, it's your birthday
Where does
then.
the time go? It feels like just yesterday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday to the ZestyLuke. Thanks for being a great guy.
Alright, so I got introduced to Evan through work at a Buffalo Wild Wings. And through that, we worked in the same position. We were both cashiers/hosts, also known as hospitality. We worked together for a few years, and we just kind of bonded over a mutual interest of sports. And over time, we kind of just met mutual friends. I eventually met Too Spooky, or Brandon, on Xbox, and we also clicked on that.
Big facts.
And that was before I had interest.
Well, I actually did meet you in person once. I don't know if you remember that.
We did meet in person.
That was before
And
Xbox
also,
Live, too.
Yeah. And then Brandon and I had an individual bond over Pokemon Go for about a year or two. So we were able to share that. Yep.
I want this to be known that this isn't when Pokemon Go was, like, super hyped.
Yeah, this is
like multiple years
ago.
After.
Yeah.
So what sort of other interests do you have besides sports? I'm not sure too many people here are interested in hearing us talk sports.
I mean, obviously, this is an anime podcast, so, I've recently started being interested in anime. More or less slice of life anime, but we'll get more into that later. Just interest is just, hanging out with friends, whether, we're playing Xbox, playing sports outside, just generally being with friends and making them happy. That's what I enjoy doing.
Aw, that's a wholesome
What a
answer.
champion among men. I love it. All right, so I guess we should just jump right into it. Since Luke is our guest today, we're going to be asking him a plethora of different questions, mainly surrounding his new experience with anime in general, since he is a baby weeb, as we like to call him. So, starting it right off the bat, I guess we should start out. How exactly did you get introduced into anime, Luke?
Being introduced to anime, growing up, I'm around a little younger than you guys, but anime's always been around. I've had friends growing up that always watched it and liked it. And they've recommended it over the years, but I was never really, one to necessarily jump into it. I didn't really watch a lot of TV or anything like that. If I really did watch TV, it was usually sports. So I wouldn't necessarily want to tune into Toonami or whatever was on back then. But now that we have streaming services, it makes it easier to jump in. And what happened was we had a Facebook group chat. I think it's called the Epic Gamer group chat right now.
Great.
Formerly the Epic Debater chat.
But through that one, I think Evan, Brandon, and James were kind of talking about anime. And you were trying to entice me and 2 other IRL friends to start watching it, and I was recommended to start Death Note. I watched that one, and the 2 other IRL friends watched Monster.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
To my knowledge, both of them did not finish it, to my knowledge, and did not continue it, but I was recommended Death Note, and that was a fantastic anime. It was a great dub, a good story, and just really captivated me, and that kind of just gave a good jump start.
Ooh, okay, so Death Note was your introduction. Where did we go from there? Can you list some other anime that you have seen?
Yeah, I'll actually list off. I have been keeping track of every anime that I've seen and in order.
Hell yeah.
So I'll just start with the first 5. So I started with Death Note. That was a pure recommendation, and this was in the summer of, I think, 2018 is when I started watching anime, so I have not even been a weeb for a full 2 years yet. This was kind of late summer. And
just a late bloomer, it's okay.
Yeah, even though Death Note is only, I think, 37 episodes, it took me about a month or so to watch it. But when I eventually got to Naruto, which is a lot later, I figured out the superpower of being able to watch a stupid amount of anime in a short amount of time. The power was recently lost, unfortunately.
Womp,
but back on topic, the second anime I ever watched, this was the first anime I decided to watch myself. I was going through Netflix and I was looking at stuff, and I stumbled upon an anime that caught my eye. The title was Your Lie in April. That was the second anime I've ever seen. And again, we'll get back into how important that anime is to me later. Then the next anime, the third anime, was the first anime I watched in a sub, and that was One Punch Man. I've only seen season 1, but again, it was a super great anime. Really funny, a good story, and the sub is really good. The fourth one, a very controversial anime, which I was scolded on for wanting to watch, was Sword Art Online. When I said I wanted to watch that, I thought I kicked a puppy like in JoJo's, because I was ostracized.
Well, for the record of anybody watching, Guts is the superior black swordsman. I'm glad we got that out of the way.
But
not please
debatable.
continue.
But keep going, yeah.
And then finally, the fifth anime that I watched was Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Ooh, okay. So,
what did you think of that one?
Yeah.
That was really good. Again, especially when I first started, I watched a lot more dubs.
Yeah.
Now I'm kind of impartial. I kind of care about the voice acting. I guess not the voice acting, but I like if the voices fit the character's description and how I think they should be, then I'll watch that over. If I think the sub voices fit the character better, then I'll watch a sub. But if I think the dub voices sound better compared to the dub in terms of character and not necessarily voice acting, then I'll watch the dub.
Yeah, I'm a strong believer of both are very valid.
Yeah.
Most of the time. Obviously, some dubs are trash, some subs are trash. It's just sad.
I mean, a big thing for me is, being a full-time student, whenever I gotta watch anime, I usually only watch, 2 episodes in between classes. And I'd usually be cooking food, so dubs were easier to watch because I could just set the phone down and kind of focus on cooking, trying not to burn my house down while browning up some beef for tacos,
Yeah,
so
at least you've never burned a soup, so that's pretty good. You have something you got to say, Brandon?
No, we can talk about that another time. This is the Zesty
This is the Luke
podcast,
special.
not
that's
the
true.
Spooky Burn Soup podcast. So
or left a pizza in the oven while Epic Gaming.
A story for another time.
Right, so Luke, tell us your top 5 favorite anime.
Yeah,
top 5 anime. All right.
Yeah,
At
and this can
5,
never change. So
yeah, this can never change. At number 5 is Claned/Claned After Story. Now I combine these two. Now you can kind of see this as similar to Naruto or Naruto Shippuden, that it's kind of a continuation of a series. But the one thing I really like about Claned is, I believe out of the I've only seen a total of 25 anime or so, but I believe for sure it is the best slice of life anime that I've seen. It has a beautiful story. The characters are designed in a way that they interact in certain ways, and they interact very well. I've also never really heard anything necessarily bad about Claned, so that's also kind of a plus and helps put it in the top 5. It's really emotionally tracking and will always be close to me.
I remember when you were starting that, I also kind of started it as well, but it got taken off of Hulu, so I didn't get to finish it. I think I maybe got a little less than 10 episodes in, I imagine. I thought it was definitely kind of a slow start, but I was starting to get somewhat where it was going. It was, building the harem, as you could say.
Yeah.
But
okay.
It is,
I want to finish it.
It technically is a harem, or harem. And I get where that comes from, but you will find out kind of towards the end of the first Claned and going into Claned After Story that it definitely at one point just immediately derails from that and focuses on one relationship, which I will not say. The one good thing about that though is I'm pretty sure it's on Hulu still if you go look.
Oh, I got taken off back then, but it probably is back now. I think I might have saw that, but just kind of lost my place more or less. But I definitely do want to revisit it, and I've also heard from you previously and others that the after story is the superior part. But
for sure.
Yeah, so that'll be fun. But
because at that point, I would say Claned is more like a build up to Claned After Story, and Claned After Story is really the pure anime itself.
Okay, so that's mainly the hot ticket item, and it's more like a prelude to that.
Yeah, Claned gets you into Claned After Story, and Claned After Story is pretty elite.
Okay. Cool.
Moving on to number 4, we have Yu Yu Hakusho.
Ooh.
This one took me. Unfortunately, this took me a whole entire semester of school to watch. It's 142 episodes, something like that. Not a lot of filler, which is great. Kind of an older anime. It was recommended, and you guys were really excited when I started watching it.
Yeah,
for sure.
I didn't know you finished it, to be honest with you.
The dub is pretty
top tier.
The dub is pretty good. Yeah.
Honestly,
I was strictly recommended the dub.
Before you continue on about it, I'm honestly surprised that it made your top 5 with how long it took you to watch it.
Absolutely.
I kind of assumed that you didn't like it, or that you probably liked it, but not enough to really launch it into your top 5 of all things. So this is exciting for me.
Yeah. I really like Yu Yu Hakusho.
I believe, if I'm right, I'm trying to think. I either finished it in the fall of 2019, I believe. So that would be, I'm technically in my senior year of high school. So I was finishing some of the hardest classes I had before I get to like the really stupid easy senior classes.
Well, let's pause for a second because you're not in your senior year of high school.
College? Oh, college. Oh, you're right. I'm a little too old for high school. Oh man. But yeah, it's the senior year of my college, so I'm finishing the hardest classes. Except for now, I'm taking all super easy classes, and then with the COVID-19 stuff, it's just even easier.
Facts.
But back on this Yu Yu Hakusho train, it took me a whole entire semester to finish it, because I would only be able to watch like 2 or 3 episodes a day at max, and then there would be days where I didn't really watch it. And some days I could binge like 5 or 6 episodes. But I really liked the stories. The fights were nice. They didn't last 6 episodes like a certain shonen anime that we all like. No filler like a certain shonen anime that we all like.
There's no ostriches?
There's no ostriches or there's no mecha Yusuke fights.
Great.
But yeah, it's a great story.
Shoot. Well, what's the point?
What's the point of filler?
If there's no ostriches or no mecha fights, then why would I want to watch?
Well, I mean, it is in his top 5, not his top 3. So
that's true. All right, keep going.
What you gonna know why Yu Yu Hakusho is elite?
I would love to know why.
Let's hear it.
Because finger gun go pew 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 pew.
Oh. All right. Well, one thing I have to ask you real quick. So, what did you think of the more kind of abrupt ending?
Again, with a lot of shows, when they bring in romance, like, I mean, I obviously know from what I've watched and what I talk about in anime, that I really care about the intricacies of romance and how it's brought up.
Big facts.
And at the end, I mean, I don't really mind an abrupt ending as necessary, like, because they did wrap everything up. Mm-hmm. But I feel like literally like 1 or 2 more, like, I think they're called OVA episodes, where they just like maybe have like a wedding and then like kind of talk about like how everyone ended up like a few years later. Mm-hmm. Because they did like in the last episode, they had they would have like 30 seconds. They'd be like, oh, the sniper guy did this and this, and then that's it. Like they did like 2 or 3 things.
You're right, I remember that. Well, I just know it's kind of like because they were building up to like this new huge tournament type thing, and then there's like, oh yeah, it's over. It's like, oh, what? Excuse me. So, like,
and I love
people,
tournament arcs, so I was very disappointed at that. But
he is king in the demon world, so
he got it. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people have different opinions on it. Personally, I like the way, like you said, they kind of wrapped up what was going on with the characters during like that last episode, but kind of just abruptly ending the last arc is what a lot of people find controversial. Had to ask your opinion, but feel free to move on if you got anything else to say about Yu Yu Hakusho, or we can move on to number 3 of your top 5.
If I had to say anything, I would say Yu Yu Hakusho is, in a sense, but not really, just a filler-less Naruto with a different story. So moving on, we are on number 3.
A hot take. Yeah, move on straight from there.
See, a lot of people compare it to Bleach in a lot of ways because they have very similar
absolutely the
beginnings.
comparison I would make.
But I know you haven't got to that
yet. Seen Bleach.
We said Naruto. Luke said Naruto, not we. Continue on.
So number 3, this will make one person in this call really happy. Number 3, I have Cowboy Bebop at number 3.
Ooh. Number 3, huh?
Oh yeah,
Hell yeah.
Number 3.
Ooh, all right.
That makes me happy.
Let's hear it.
I mean, it's just a good story. I mean, that OP is top 3 of all time in my opinion.
I want to say the music as a whole. I just recently rewatched Cowboy Bebop for the third time.
Just like the jazz.
And the music as a whole throughout the entire series, each episode's main themes are very, very iconic with what is being done in those episodes. Mm-hmm. And so I never really connected the music with the action as well as I did this time, but I just really wanted to shout that out, that the music as a whole is brilliant in Cowboy Bebop, in my opinion.
I couldn't agree
I think
more.
most people's going to share that opinion.
Yeah. I mean, I like the story. I mean, there's nothing... I don't think I would really change anything from the story. There is... I mean, like, I guess, like, the ending, like, they do, like, a little bit of explaining the characters that are present. I wish they would tell, like, a little bit about what they do in the life after the last episode. But
yeah,
if that's the only complaint I have about an anime, then I think that's pretty good. And also, not every anime needs a complete, like, explained ending. Some animes do better with kind of an ambiguous ending as well.
Mm-hmm. Kind of let you imagine what's going on.
Yeah, and I think this ending was very heart-wrenching, but I think it was very good. And I don't know if either of you have seen the movie for Cowboy Bebop.
I have.
But I really, really like that movie. That's one of my favorite anime-related movies that I've ever seen.
Yeah, I liked it a lot too. I need to rewatch Cowboy Bebop so bad because I feel like it's been in my top 10 for such a long time, but I feel like having like watched so many other things and like not revisited it in so long, I feel like I need to just remember why it's in my top 10.
Yeah, I think if you go back to it, I think you'll have potentially even more appreciation for it.
Oh, I agree. I'm very much anticipating that. I would be shook if I liked it less the second time around, which that's not going to happen. I'm just calling it now, but it's one I really want to do a rewatch of.
Now, the number one fan of Cowboy Bebop in this call can correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe that Cowboy Bebop, the anime, did get produced and published in the year I was born in 1998.
That is, I just looked this up, and I believe you're right. I'll let someone else Google it if they want to call us wrong, but I'm going to confirm it.
All right, well,
Confirmed.
I'm just going to say confirmed because no one can prove me wrong. No one can tell me that I'm wrong right now without looking at the chat, and I don't have the chat up, so I can't be proved wrong.
Oh.
So number two on this list is, of course, Death Note. I mean, first anime I ever watched, that's got to hold some nostalgic value.
Absolutely.
I just like any story that is brilliantly written and is good at backtracking on information, but not just like going back to explain a whole episode, only explaining key points in a way that you have to think about it, but it's not too hard to comprehend at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, it's a show that's not going to hold your hand throughout it. You know, you got to be attentive to understand everything and it connects. But if you do pay attention and you do understand where everything's going, it makes a story that much better. The ending, I mean, the Battle of the Minds, I mean, I like shows like that. I mean, you could argue a show that Brandon and I are both watching, Kaguya-sama, Love is War, that's another Battle of the Minds kind of style anime.
Yes.
Not exactly as in a dire situation.
Well, I wouldn't say that necessarily. Okay, you're right. I'm not going to say that.
But you know, it's a brilliant show. You know, the animation style is great. The overall story with the twists and turns. I wish there would be I don't know. You get two beautiful girls in your life, and they're willing to help you with your cause, and you cuck them both.
F.
I'm glad that you and your romance. See, I've also seen your number one in the chat. Someone has posted it. I'm not going to steal your thunder, but someone already has called you out, and it's not even who you think it might be.
Now, before we get to number one, this is the top 5 anime that I like as, not my favorite, but I like as, like, if I'm going to critically acclaim anime, these are my top 5 I would critically acclaim. And I mentioned this to you guys, but I'll say it right now. Your Lie in April is not critically in my top 5.
What?
Okay.
It is not critically in my top 5.
All right.
I'm now shook.
You're being real particular here.
You can love an anime, and you can be your favorite. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's critically the best anime
Okay,
you've ever
let me
seen.
ask you this. Do you have a top 5 for what you objectively think is best versus what your favorites are? Like, do you have two separate ones?
Yeah, and we're talking about objectively.
See, I
these are
thought
my
you
other
were
one after
doing
this.
your favorite.
No.
Yeah.
No. Objectively, these are the best. Because if we're
Okay.
going to go favorite, we all know. Okay, before we get to objectively
We'll get
number
to
one, we all know our friend group, anyone that I've talked to, we know from a pure watching personal standpoint, my favorite anime is Your Lie in April. I'm on my 5th watch right now.
Oh my goodness. April's over.
Yeah, I know.
May.
I sucked. I messed up.
Embarrassing.
That's why I tweeted out. That's why if you follow me on Twitter, you saw my tweets. But
What's your Twitter?
back on,
Yeah,
What?
plug yourself.
Yeah, plug yourself before you get to number one.
it's my full legal name.
Oh, never mind.
Oh, cool. Great.
Yeah. So number 1 of the objective best anime I have is Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Okay.
Oh,
right.
I feel like that's going to be a hot take.
I feel like that's another one I need to do a rewatch of because it's been such a long time that I'm kind of like forgetting what I loved so much about it.
See, that was my first anime that I watched all the way through. And I read the original manga I would check out from the library. So, like, that's kind of my Your Lie in April. Like, that one has a very special place in my heart.
You didn't watch the original Full Metal Alchemist?
No, I just watched Brotherhood.
That's
did.
Probably better to keep it that way. Because I remember watching them both back to back. And I definitely preferred Brotherhood. But I felt like the pacing might have been a little better in the very beginning of the first one.
I don't know.
That's just what I
disagree.
remember. I don't know if that's
disagree.
true. That's just I remember that as my
The first one
initial
took
impression.
a long time to get through some of the stuff that happened in like 1 or 2 episodes.
Well, I
in
just remember
Brotherhood.
like, you know, it took a very long time in the first one, at least from what I remember. It took a very long time to get to the whole Nina situation. And then in Brotherhood, that happened right away. And I was like, dude, I wasn't ready for this. I was like, give me a little breathing room before you break my heart again, bro.
So I just read in the chat from Morgstrander99 said, "Who in the world just ate chips in the mic? Please do that more." So
Who's got Cheetos?
If you have Cheetos, now we have to tell that story.
Do you want to tell
I'll let
it? Do you
Luke
wanna
take
save
that
it?
story.
Hey,
But let's stay.
First of all, they're called Gushers, and this is what it sounds like.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that sounds
Wow,
like a Cheeto.
man, I'm glad we have such a professional podcast.
Great.
Thank-
What
okay.
a good.
All right, so those
This
are
is
your.
Luke's first and last guest appearance.
Hey.
All right, so those are your top 5 objective. If you have anything else more to say about Brotherhood, please go ahead. But otherwise, I'm very interested in this personal top 5 you've got on the side here.
Yeah, I want to hear that too.
So the Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I mean, again, going with the story, it's just great. I don't necessarily too many flaws with the story as a whole.
I'm sorry, your tone there is very strange.
Yeah, no, I'm just reading something right now.
Oh, good.
Sucking the gushers down his throat.
I had to finish them all, but no, I mean, I really like the story. You know, I'd say it's a pretty good length for, you know, that kind of anime. I think as a whole, it's like 50 to 60 episodes, so not too long, not too short. Pretty much the right length for the amount of story that's told.
Okay.
Pretty memorable concept, kind of how the story progresses and everything like that. The dub, again, favoring dubs, is pretty superior.
I did like it. I remember that much.
All right, so
Alrighty, here we go.
also, if we're going to talk about waifus,
I wasn't going to go there, but
Miss Armstrong, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, I would simp.
that's the correct answer.
That's.
That is the correct answer.
Oh, I don't promote simping.
I mean, I don't promote the simping part, but if you have to simp for a Brotherhood character, I have to agree.
Well, yeah, out of Brotherhood characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
So if you're going to talk about personal top 5,
Yes.
I think at number 5, I think I got to put Naruto Shippuden on there.
Okay.
I think that's very fair. It's in
Yeah.
my top 10.
You know, it's
well,
good.
just Naruto
I
as
mean,
a whole.
Yeah. I mean, Naruto as a whole. I mean, I didn't watch any filler episodes. Thankfully.
Good.
Yep.
I was able to watch Naruto and Naruto Shippuden in one summer. 420 episodes of anime in one summer. I don't know how I discovered that power and where that power went, but 420 episodes of an anime in one summer is pretty spectacular. That's over 100 episodes per month right there.
Yeah. It's kind of like a weeb superpower that you don't know you have until you become a weeb. It just appears. It comes in waves. Sometimes
Yeah.
you have the power, sometimes you don't. It's all very respectable. But on the topic of not watching any filler, I just want to point out that, like, Naruto is probably the first anime that I watched religiously week to week. Like, it's what really got me into the medium back in the day when it was on Toonami. And having to watch the filler as an official episode after waiting a week was the worst feeling in the world. Like, I specifically remember one episode I was like, bro, I'm so excited to watch Naruto today. And the whole episode is about trying to figure out what's under Kakashi's mask, right? And you want to know what the answer ends up being?
Yeah,
Another
what?
mask?
Another mask! It was the
man.
most... I was so upset after that. I didn't know what filler was back then. I was just like, man, that's fucked. Like, that's straight up sucked eggs. Like, that was the whole point. I don't know. Rant over. Continue, please. Thank you.
All right. Am I allowed to, you know, I will say without even asking, at number 4, if we're going to talk about anime movies, the one anime movie that I am fond of is A Silent Voice.
Yes.
It's a must-watch for everyone.
Yes,
It is.
very good.
If you're listening and you haven't watched it, please do.
Very, very nice.
I mean, again, this was like my middle days when I was like pretty much only a dub person, so I really watched it in dub. I've seen clips in sub, and it seems pretty good. But yeah, I mean, the dub's really good. There's just so many memorable scenes. Without talking about it, the Ferris wheel scene is probably the most, if not the second most memorable scene. The balcony scene and the Ferris wheel scene are the two most memorable scenes in that movie for completely stark reasons. Two different reasons, sorry. Two different reasons, and they're both drawn out beautifully and how that they are presented, and both made me cry a little bit.
Yeah, if
Some
your
manly
eyes don't
tears.
at least well up with tears, like, something's wrong.
Yeah.
You're a sociopath. Let's just throw that word out
That's
there.
okay. That's You know,
I'm
agree.
diagnosing you now.
Oh, that's good.
Professional. But I actually just did a rewatch of that not too long ago, so it's kind of fresh in my head, and I do have to agree. Those are probably the two most memorable scenes that I can think of. Mm-hmm. I have heard that in the manga, they definitely flesh out some of the other characters a little more, because there is a manga that the movie is based on, for the record.
I think it's
Okay.
five volumes or five chapters.
I think it's actually 7 volumes. I know for a fact they have like some sort of film subplot in there, like they're making a movie type thing. But other than that, I haven't really like done much of a exploration through it. To plug a fellow mad lad, the anime dude YT does some analysis on some of the characters on his channel back in the day. Good videos. But please continue, Luke.
All right. So at number 3, I'm gonna bring back Death Note for just personal. I feel like I could rewatch that and be pretty content.
So, are you of the belief that the first half is better than the second half, or do you think the second half still holds its own weight?
Are we gonna go like?
Like after a certain character, like we won't say anything else, but yeah, after that point.
Okay.
When M and N get introduced.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I guess it's
When the two
Mellow yellow.
Yeah.
mellow. Yeah. You mean when the two lesser halves get introduced?
Yeah.
The
It's definitely like still good for me, but I feel like it's not quite as riveting as the first part.
I think what is a damn shame is at that point. I mean, it's understandable, but he feels pretty invulnerable, so he gets kind of sloppy.
Yeah.
And like I get that's what gets his downfall, but I feel like it could have been taken in a slightly better way. But it's also not like I'm 100% fine with the story. I would say first half is better, but also specifically like episodes like I'd say like pretty much once the handcuff scene happens, like there to there is probably good. Like I mean, obviously you know you need to, if you don't know the show, you need to be introduced. But I would probably start with the handcuff thing and go to there.
You know, on the topic of Death Note, did either of you read the one shot they did recently?
Nope.
Nope. I can't say I did.
We don't have to talk about it then. It's
Is that about the Trump one?
Yeah, that does have Trump in it. Fun fact. But it's basically kind of like, without going too much into it, in case you want to read it, it's just like a new person gets given the Death Note, and they kind of take like a different route of how they would use it, right? So basically, the whole main plot point is that instead of actually writing people's names in the Death Note, they sell the Death Note. And I'm not going to go any further, but basically, like, they sell the Death Note, and it kind of shows like how maybe somebody else who is smart like Light, but not maybe as sociopathic. Is that the right word? Sociopathic. Sociopathic. Yeah, but it's a very interesting read. It's definitely short, and a lot of people liked and disliked it. I am of the belief that I thought it was pretty good for what it was. Just a nice little revisit to that world, and how, like, you know, like back in the day, someone like Light could get away with a lot more because there wasn't, like, you know, security cameras everywhere and all that. So it kind of brings it to a modern take on it as well.
Okay.
But I won't go any further. Please continue.
At number 2, we have the ongoing series Love is War.
I like it a lot. I don't know if I'd put it in my top 10, but it's super enjoyable.
Yeah, to put an ongoing series that only has 1 season and 3 seasons in episode 2, I know that's going to be very controversial. However, I feel like I would not be the only one in this room that could agree that so far it's been pretty brilliant.
It's amazing. And like I know the manga definitely goes past what's in the anime because it is ongoing, but it's like fantastic. Like I'm really enjoying it. Like as soon as I watched the first couple episodes, I just wanted to watch everything that there was. Finished the first season in probably only like 3 days maybe, which, you know, I probably could have done better, but it's great. Highly recommend if you haven't watched it. And especially if you like kind of like the mind game aspect of Death Note, I think you'd enjoy this a lot.
Yeah, so I'll talk about the plot a little bit without spoiling anything. I mean, there's not much to spoil anyways. Yeah. So there's 2 students in this special school. Like, it's basically the school is like people that are either have extreme well or extremely smart. And the two smartest kids in the school, the president of student council, a man, and the vice principal, a female named
Vice President.
Cayuga. Yeah, they say vice principal. Okay, vice president. Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
They both obviously have mutual feelings for each other, but they basically know that each of them love each other, but they are not willing to say it first, and they are competing in different ways and different games and different tricks of the mind to see who will confess their love first. And that's basically the whole premise behind the show.
Yeah. So they're basically like trying to trick each other into saying it, or like putting them in situations where they would be forced to say it. But since they're both so smart and they both don't want to say it, they want the other person to say it. Like they keep like one-upping each other and getting in all these like crazy situations to do it. But there's also like some overarching story beats in between there. Definitely a fun watch. Highly recommend.
I mean, besides Chica, the second best character definitely has to be the narrator. There is a narrator in it, and he is extremely over the top, and he is fantastic.
Oh, I love the narrator, dude. I didn't even really think about that till you said it, but it's fantastic.
Yeah,
the only complaint I have about it is that like sometimes when you're watching it in subbed, which is I don't know if there is a dub for it. I can't say.
Not that I've seen.
In the sub, sometimes there's so many people talking at once that it's really hard to like read everything that's happening. But it's great.
You do sometimes have to pause. I do, however, have like 6 or 7 amazing screenshots from the show that I will share to you guys personally later. Nothing too bad, but there are some extreme memes in there.
Yeah, it's very memeable. I would highly recommend it to you, Evan, whenever you get some free time. If you want to watch something goofy, that's what you should go for.
So
goofy,
far, there's only
yet
15 episodes. There's only 15 episodes out right now.
Yeah,
so
season 2 is airing as we speak.
Yeah.
Ooh, all right.
Yeah.
Add that to my list.
Yeah. Unfortunately, so I have Crunchyroll Premium, and that's where I watched all of season 1. But I'm not going to pay for Funimation Premium, and it's getting exclusively streamed on Funimation, so
yeah.
I have to wait like a few days after.
I'm the opposite. I have Funimation, but not Crunchyroll. Just how it ended up being.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and to finish off this list, no one is surprised by this, but it is Your Lie in April still, and I think it might forever be.
Oh, what?
What? I mean, this is the only show that I've watched more than once.
I've
watched
amazed.
it 4 times in the dub. I'm on the first time watching it at the sub. The sub's pretty good. I mean, I've already explained it to you enough, but not to the Twitch audience. So the reason I really like the show, again, a good slice of life and romance. The music is just beautiful throughout. Not only the musical performances that they have throughout the show, but the music that is set in every single scene completely matches like the mood of it. So there's like a sad scene, like there's like without talking about it necessarily, there's a scene talking about like the potential of like suicide and stuff like that. Like the music and like the kind of silence that goes with it is really good. Any like uplifting scene is good. Both openings, 1 and 2, are pretty superb. Those are on my YouTube playlist of best anime OPs.
Hell yeah.
And the ending and both ending songs are also
Trademark.
Are both opening songs and ending songs I could listen to on repeat.
See, I think you'd really like Kids on the Slope too.
I do have that on my list.
On my list.
I know. Yeah,
It
that's on my
sounds
list.
very, very similar, and it's done by the guy who made Cowboy Bebop and Samurai Champloo, and it has very similar beats to both what it sounds like Your Lie in April and is it Love is War? Is that the number 2?
Yeah.
It sounds like kind of a combination of both of those.
Ooh.
In a way.
Yeah, I mean, the first time I watched it, obviously cried. The last few episodes are kind of bleak, but they're beautiful. And then knowing how the story goes, rewatching it is honestly more torturous. Like the first time, if you watch it once and then rewatch it, that first rewatch is probably worse than watching it the first time, because there's a lot of subliminal messages already. Like episode 3, there's already subliminal messages to the rest of the story, and just knowing how the story ends already, it's just awful.
Uh-huh.
Like it's good because you enjoy the show, but it's kind of torturous at the same time because you know exactly what every character does and stuff like that.
So it's got that good foreshadowing if you pay attention the first watch, what you're saying. So like it's things you'd notice the second time around, be like, oh, so that was already kind of like hinted at way back then.
Yep, and it's
I love
not
stuff
exactly
like
a
that.
complicated story. It's 22 episodes, I think, and it's just really good. Both the dub and sub are pretty good. Music is beautiful. I mean, again, being the second anime I ever watched has a lot of nostalgic value, but I will admit that, if I had to put it on a tier list, it's like an A minus, probably something like that, maybe A. Definitely, it's not an S tier anime, but it's just something that I personally enjoy.
Yeah, and you've got that emotional attachment to it too, which means a lot.
Yeah.
Enough to watch it 5 times, that's for sure.
5.
And I'm in the middle of technically watching 3 anime right now, so...
Ooh. Well, see, I think this is the first time in my life where I actually have like multiple ongoing reads at the same watches at the same time. Usually I just stick to one and get all the way through it and then move to the next one. But it just ended up happening this way, and I'm not proud. So I feel that. That's what I'm trying to say.
You sound very disappointed by this, and I don't think it's
just so
out of the ordinary.
It's rough for me because like I liked, well, other than like reading week to week, obviously, I'm talking about like just getting through a series for the first time. I feel like it's harder for me to remember what was happening in the previous one versus like really getting the true experience, because I figure if you dedicate all your time to one series, you're obviously taking everything you could in, but if you jump to others in between, I don't know. I feel like it's harder for me as a person, like personally. It's harder for me personally.
Yeah. Okay.
So, Evan, I don't know if you have any other questions for Luke here. I've got a couple, but I'll let you go first if you got any regarding his newfound weeb culture.
So, I guess, okay, so someone said they wanted us to talk about sports. So, we're not going to go dive into sports because I know Brandon knows nothing about sports. But I want to ask you, I think this is going to be kind of fascinating. So, personally, I know that you were on a hockey team, correct?
Technically, I mean, we didn't have a team this year, unfortunately, because we didn't have enough players. But yes, I would have been eligible to play.
But you were on a hockey team while watching anime and stuff, correct?
Yes.
So I want to know what that dynamic was like. Did any of your teammates know you watched anime, and did they like pick on you, or
I was definitely open about watching it.
There?
I mean, it was Division III hockey team. It wasn't even like it was a club team. So we were able to have the logo and everything, but we didn't get any money from the school. Like, it cost me $1,500 a year to play.
Yeah.
So like it was a weird mix of like, you know, we all wanted to be there, but like at the same time it wasn't super serious, but we wanted to win as much as possible.
Yeah.
So with that, the place that we played is in our hometown, but the college is 30 minutes away. So we would only practice from 10 to midnight at night. So just building on that, people were a little more, I wouldn't say hostile, but like they would be a little more on edge because it was probably the best and the worst thing that happened in my life is to be in that situation. But with the anime itself, I was pretty open about watching it. I mean, no one else really watched it besides one teammate the last year I was able to play. Him and his brother kind of watched a little bit, and I would talk to him a little bit about it. But no one else really knew much about anime besides me. I kind of did put myself out there on purpose sometimes. Like, when we would do some conditioning, and it was, like, not serious, I'd do, like, a little Naruto run just because, like, I didn't care. And even, like, personally, like, I never, like... I mean, I don't think I've ever seriously been bullied since, like, maybe 6th or 7th grade, and that wasn't even really that serious, because I'm 6'1", 225 pounds, like I'm not like a big like muscle guy, but you're not going to go, I mean, bullying doesn't really happen, or hazing doesn't really happen in college sports, honestly. And
well,
I'm not saying it does, in my experience, but also, like, I was, like, top 5 or 10 biggest kids on the team, so it's not like it was going to happen, and, like, people would say stuff, but, like, also, like, we had that team culture of, like, no one was safe from anything. Like if anything happened, you were gonna get burned on it. And like, I'm not saying like, I mean, there was definitely some boundary lines.
Luke's
but like,
I'm not involving myself in this anymore.
But you know, like, sure, like, did I get burned or made fun of? And I even got, like, we had team awards at the end of the year that were brutal, and I have some great team awards for that. And I even got
any anime related ones that you can tell us, or no?
I got
Anti-King ?
So we had a Christmas party, and it was like a Secret Santa, and someone gave me a license plate, and it said "I heart," and like cut out. Someone took a picture of some hentai, like a gangbang.
Oh, good.
And
Hell yeah!
That's in my. I keep that. That's somewhere in Platteville. I know my parents went up there to move a bunch of stuff. I hope they didn't see that. I think I tried hiding it. I hope they didn't see that.
That'd be like the hardest thing to describe to your parents. Yeah, while you have a license plate.
They did bring me back my Ohego hoodie without.
Hell yeah!
I came back from work when they were moving everything, and it was just in the hamper with like clothes and the alcohol they brought back, and they're just like colorful.
Did they ask you about it, or they don't want that conversation?
They don't want that conversation with me.
No, I don't either.
The beauty of that question you asked, Evan, is it kind of actually feeds into one of the questions I had for Luke.
Let's hear it.
So, obviously, Luke, you're a late bloomer when it comes to the weeb culture as a whole. So, being from your upbringing, what would you say you thought about anime before actually getting into it? Like, what were your thoughts or stigmas surrounding that medium before actually being introduced to it?
This will actually be quite a surprise. I don't think I have had any negative connotations or thoughts about anime before I got into it. It was just something that I didn't necessarily, I don't want to say I didn't care for it, but like I didn't really know about it. Like I knew anime was a thing because like being on the internet and like listening to people, but like if I had to describe my schedule for pretty much all the way up until now, it was go to school, come home maybe for like a little bit, go down to the rink or whatever practice I'm doing, do that to like 6 or 7, come home, have dinner at like 7 or 8, and then watch maybe like Cartoon Network or maybe some ESPN of something. I don't know.
My
like
man missed
sports dominated my life, and like I appreciate everything that I did, but looking back, I wouldn't say I didn't necessarily have a childhood, but like because I did a lot of stuff, but it was like most of my memories do relate to sports, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But I also like wasn't introduced to like, I wouldn't say like if I would have watched anime all the time I would be a completely different person, but it kind of sucks because like I wish I could be a little more up to par, I could say.
You feel like you just kind of missed out, more or less.
Well, yeah. But, like, I mean, growing up in our town, like, no one really was, like, out about watching anime either, so it wasn't necessarily exposed.
Well,
I mean, I went to a different public high school.
Your high school, potentially, but I would say I know specific people from our high school that watched anime and were very out about it.
Yeah. Like, I didn't get back into anime until, like, later in high school, like, our senior year. Because, like, I was really big into it in middle school. Like, that's because when Naruto was airing, like, shortly before that, all through middle school, huge buff into it. Like, I got a bunch of Shonen Jump magazines and everything. But in high school, I just kind of fell off completely. And it wasn't until I got introduced to an illegal anime streaming site that I got back into it.
Is it kissanime.com?
Oh, it was. For a fact, it was. But yeah, I fell off during that time, too. But there was still, like Evan said, definitely a bunch of people who were very, very forward with that kind of thing.
I mean, I was, like, really open about playing video games, but, like, at that time, like, so to put it in perspective, when I was in 6th grade, that's when Modern Warfare 2 came out.
Hell yeah.
And, like, basically Modern Warfare 2, like, since it was so popular, that, like, brought, like, video games and, like, a lot of nerd culture, like, into normalization at a slow pace.
Yeah.
I mean, would you agree our town is small enough that you pretty much if you look at your graduating class and you look at the faces, you could name probably half of them, even though there's 400 people?
I'd say I could name at least a fourth.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
not
that
probably
you would,
a fourth,
not
a
that
half.
Not that you would personally know a lot about them, but like my graduating class was 400 people, but I still know a lot of people. And when I was in school, like I was like kind of quiet, but I was always nice to everyone. But I was never like I never tried to like make friends with everyone, so I never really dwelled outside my own personal interests of sports.
Yeah, so I think that's sort of the key difference here, is that Brandon and I were not super involved in sports in high school.
Yeah.
Brandon wasn't involved at all. And
I didn't involved in anything.
Sports take up so much time.
You're really underestimating how introverted Brandon was in high school.
Bro,
I think.
I was the one person in class who would just never speak unless like forcefully called on. Because I just did not care. I was like, well, it's not that I don't care. It's not that I just didn't like being the center of attention at any point. So I didn't want to be like, the person being called on or like the person raising their hand to answer questions.
You would have loved to be in my classes. I was a kid, like, not saying I would answer every question, but like I was definitely like an above average kid, but not like a 4.0 AP kind of kid. Like I never studied.
Were you like a class clown?
No, I mean I never studied, and I got like a 3.2 in high school.
Okay, but you're not a class clown, but you bought a teacher a cake.
Yeah.
Celebrating how late you were to her class every day.
Yeah, so my senior year of high school, I only had 4 classes, and I showed up to late probably about 75 to 85% of the time. Like, I don't know. It wasn't that I didn't care. I don't know. I've never been good at showing up on time, and I think working with me at Buffalo Wild Wings, you can equate to that. But just overall, I mean, I would be the person, like, if no one, I would wait. I would let other people answer it. If no one raised their hand in like 10 seconds and I knew the answer, I'd put my hand up because I just wanted to get done with so we can move on to something else.
See, I was just like, I don't care how long this takes. I just know
like if we were in a group, if we were in a group
please.
presentation, if like someone was like really shy but was willing to do like, if they're like, hey, if I do like more of the writing, will you do my speaking part? And I'm like, okay, sure. Like I was definitely capable of doing the writing parts, but I was fine speaking in front of people.
See, like, I never had like a public speech problem. Like I was actually pretty decent at it, so like I didn't mind having to go up in front of the class and like actually deliver a presentation. It was more just like I didn't bother to socialize in those classes because a lot of the people I wasn't very fond of anyways. Like
I know a lot of those stories.
Yeah, so like it was just kind of more like I just was just trying to get through the day so I could join the go home club and get out of there.
All right, true.
So what is your next question, Brandon?
Oh, my final question that I had regarding Luke's anime situation was, out of everything you've watched, what is your least favorite, if you have one?
Ooh.
Least favorite. I mean, fortunately, most of the anime that I've watched were recommendations. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of hard to pick a least favorite.
You still have a least favorite.
However,
least favorite
you're trying
you watched
to wishy-washy.
Now,
like,
least
if you
favorite.
dropped it, that's one thing, but to completion.
I think this is a pretty obvious answer, and that would be just Sword Art Online as a whole. Like what I've seen. I've seen Sword Art Online and Sword Art Online 2.
I think that's fair.
I just dislike the story writing. And if anyone's seen Sword Art Online Abridged, the YouTube series, the way that they talk about it, about how the story writing is just like either inconsistent or just decides to randomly do stuff, it's just so weird. Like, they built the whole premise of like, hey, you're gonna have to go through 100 floors to beat the game, and then on like floor 75, they're like, oh.
Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, you duel the game creator and lose.
I
and
remember
still
that.
win. But yeah, and it's like, of course, the one person that doesn't escape is, of course, main character, and then Alfheim Online. Oh my god, that's just disgusting.
I couldn't make it through, like 2 episodes of that.
I understand, anime sexualized, and I've grown into that, and I'm fine with that. I mean, American.
The way you worded that was just very odd, but I'll let you keep going.
American culture is just like that, anyways. But the over sexualization and like the unnecessariness of it was just absurd. Like, if you're gonna over sexualize something, if it's gonna be for like a comedic effect or like fan service, they didn't even make that mark either. There wasn't even like a fan service. Like, there wasn't like everyone in that show was extremely, I guess we could say,
it's just
busty.
kind of off-putting.
Yeah. And then also the tentacle scene, that's unnecessary. I didn't want to see that. I did not want to see that. Basically, she gets sexually assaulted by tentacles, and that's like cool. That happens, and that's all I want to say about it.
Oh, you think that's cool, Brandon?
And yeah, okay. And we're gonna end that right.
I heard that.
I think the interview might be over.
Okay, well, actually, in this case, so I actually don't know if I know the answer for Evan, though. What is your least favorite that you've seen to completion?
Oh, boy, that I've seen to completion?
Yeah, 'cause I feel like, obviously you can recognize a stinker pretty early and drop it, but I'm talking, like, the least favorite you've seen all the way through.
Let me think. Well, I'm not going to take the easy way out and say Sword Art Online. Yeah, because I've only seen 1 season of it. Oh, boy. Let me take a look here. I'm trying to think. I don't watch too many bad ones. Mm-hmm. I would say potentially my least favorite. I would say I enjoyed this a lot, but my least favorite, which I still liked a lot, would potentially be Fairy Tail.
Really?
I enjoyed that a lot.
I
really liked it, but compared to some of the other ones that I've seen to completion, I feel like that falls lower on the totem pole.
Yeah. I
liked it enough to read the follow-up that's coming out week to week, and I really enjoyed that.
So right now I'm around like episode 200 in Fairy Tail, like maybe like give or take 1 or 2 episodes away. And I have to say that like I definitely enjoyed a lot. I think it's more character driven than it is like story driven for me.
Yeah.
So I feel like a lot of things just kind of happen for the sake of it. And I do like a lot of the members of Fairy Tail, some of the other characters strung about as well. But I would have to say, as far as shonen goes, it's definitely like lower tier for me. Like kind of middle of the road for the most part. Like I think it's super enjoyable, but as far as what I've seen to completion, that is my least favorite. It's still to this day Serial Experiments Lane. It's trash. Don't watch it. It's trash. I
won't.
It's garbage. I was so hyped up about it because I heard it was like super great and very like similar to Ghost in the Shell levels of like, I don't think either of you have seen that.
Nope.
But it answers like a lot of philosophical questions and it's super, deep. But Serial Experiments Lane, garbage. Don't watch it. Trash. All right. So I guess we can move on to our next segment then. I hear you've got quite the story for us over here.
So, yeah, I've been hyping up this story for about a week and a half.
It better be a good one.
No, it's something stupid. So, my quarantine has been filled with a lot of playing Persona 5 and exploring Twitch.tv's Just Chatting section.
Oh.
And so, but when I go on there, I don't normal people probably go to the popular ones and are like, oh, maybe this will be interesting, whatever. No. I go to the ones that have 0 views. That's what I like to explore.
I love that you
classic.
think that way, because I think that exploring the people who aren't getting views at all, whether that be on YouTube or on Twitch, is such an interesting thing to do. So please
It's
continue.
fascinating. It is fascinating. And
like people are doing
the story
for a
I'm about
podcast.
to tell isn't even the most odd person that I've experienced. But this guy is German, and he was streaming Just Chatting, and I visited his stream a few times. Mm-hmm. One night, he was getting very intoxicated,
Oh boy.
and he said he had song requests on. And so he said, whoever song requests Marilyn Manson will get $100. So I immediately song requested. There's 4 people in this chat.
Uh-huh.
So I got it easily.
Yeah.
I was the first person to do it. And so he looked at it, he was very excited. He saw that I donated it, or I didn't even donate, I just song requested it.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay, give me your PayPal, I'll send you, but then he got mad because it was a basic Marilyn Manson song.
Oof.
So he's like, only $50. I'm like, okay, deal.
$50 more than you have.
You know? Yeah, exactly what my thought was. And so he this guy live streams his PayPal, everything that
God.
he's doing, trying to donate €50 to me. And so he does it, but he didn't have any funds on his account,
Uh-huh.
so it just got declined right away. So I'm like,
Oh my
shit,
God.
just not gonna get this €50. Whatever, not a big deal. It's kind of funny anyways. Mm-hmm. And so he keeps trying and getting frustrated, and he just does the same thing over and over, and it doesn't work. And so in between, he's alternating with this Discord call he's on, and he starts going on there, and it shows some inappropriate ladies.
Oh.
And so he shows that not once, not twice, but probably at least 4 times while he's trying to donate me this PayPal. So there's no reason he needs to go onto Discord,
Uh-huh.
and especially that, but he does. And so he gets suspended for a week, and I'm like, there's no way this money's coming.
Uh-huh.
Ever. And so he comes back and he starts streaming again. So I go in there, I'm like, hey, need my €50
Oh.
because I'm obnoxious.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I'll still give it to you. I just gotta wait for my new credit card to come in. It got canceled after I tried putting it in too much. So I'm like, oh, cool. I'll wait. And so I go back there, I don't know, a couple days later. And long story short, he donates €50 to my PayPal account.
Oh
and
my
I got
goodness.
€50 donated to me as a viewer from a streamer.
Wow.
Do you still
That's-
have Wait, did you exchange the euros? Or did you just have
PayPal
euros?
automatically-
No, I don't have them as euros. It automatically does it, yeah.
Okay.
So
Oh my-
that's
that's
probably
amazing.
be like $46?
No, it's $53,
Really?
actually.
That's
Yes.
That's nuts.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised.
I
that
told
is
you
more than
guys,
euro.
it's a pretty,
Oh my God.
pretty off-the-wall story.
I'll definitely give that story a solid 9 out of 10. Not only did
Thank
this
you.
guy
I
flash
agree. 9 out of
pornography
10.
and get himself suspended, but he basically
But I-
probably doxed himself in the process trying to give you
Absolutely.
this money.
Absolutely.
And
I know
I
his
thought-
full name,
You got the money.
and I got it.
I thought this was gonna go in a way that his credit card information was on the screen and he got $1,000 taken.
He got super hacked.
I was expecting that and I was hoping for that, but I will still give it a 9 out of
Good.
10.
Man, I imagine this is probably one of only less than 100 experiences where the streamer just straight up donated to the viewer.
To the viewer. And not like a sub or anything. They gave me straight money.
Yeah, what the heck? That's nuts.
You eating dubs
Yeah.
out here like Jameis Winston.
You know? Oh, cool. There's going to be 2 viewers that like that reference.
And I'm not one of them.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I think the 2 viewers are the people in the call.
There's me and Morgstrander99 are going to like that, and no one else is going to like it.
Cool.
So, Luke, I want you to tell us a story, and this came up earlier, about eating chips into a microphone, please.
You want me to
Oh,
tell you
boy.
about the story about me eating chips into a microphone?
Not you
No,
specifically.
the Cheeto one from the heckin'
Oh.
cool convention we went to.
I will admit, I am scummy for antagonizing this. So, we're at
Yeah, all right, let me lay the foundation down here, all right?
Mm-hmm.
So we go to a convention in our local state, and very late at night, where
midnight. It's
a
Yeah,
couple
it was
people
at
wanted to
midnight.
go home, Luke says, I would like to go to this anime titties panel.
Yeah.
Let's go to this, please.
It was called.
Please, let's go
it
to
was
this.
called Best of the Breasts in Anime at midnight
And we go.
on a Saturday.
And I'll let Luke tell the whole story, but within 10 minutes, Luke goes, yeah, we can leave. Let's leave. I want to leave.
But at that point, Evan and I are invested to stay. At least I was.
We're like, we got here. I'm not leaving now.
No. The amazing part was not even the titties themselves. There was no nipples unless they were male. And I think the best thing is there was 2 people that were hosting this. They were both girls, and one was obviously somewhat, if not completely intoxicated.
Very intoxicated, not somewhat.
Sloshed.
Yes, slotch. She is up there just at end of the night, like passed out on the bar rail,
like
almost.
slurring.
Yeah,
like she's
drunk.
talking really slow, trying to formulate her thoughts, and just like dragging everything out like this.
Yeah, and then the other person in the microphone just
just eating fucking Cheetos. Like while they're talking, you just hear. Oh my god! It was so
horrible.
bad.
And the best thing was there was one smart man in that room. she said, "If you're, we're not going to show like just like all these titties and stuff like that. So if that's not your thing, then leave." And a guy immediately stands up and leaves. The smartest man in that convention left. Saw their
My kind isn't welcome here. I'll leave.
Yeah, saw their bowl and left.
Yeah.
And I want to say another person in our party, another zesty fella by the name of James, would instigate, during the beginning of this, would instigate woos and clapping.
Yeah, and also...
after just about every sentence.
Yeah, also, they said they weren't taking any questions, but I swear, I forget if it was James or Luke, but someone kept raising their hand, like, every single time, like...
No, it was not either of them. It was another guy.
No, it was a girl.
Okay, my bad. I thought it was one of you guys, but...
No.
Yeah, someone kept raising their hand until they're like, yeah, we're not taking any questions.
But
this is just
also
kind of like a presentation.
And at the beginning, they asked if anyone had seen it before. Or they didn't even ask this. They just were like, oh, you haven't seen this before? And I said, yeah, we haven't seen it either. And they go, well, we don't know you.
Oh.
So, very nice.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think I appreciated the best part was when they did the calculation on the size of the...
Oh.
Was it the fairy tale titty that they calculated to be 14 inches long?
I forget who it was, but basically, like, the whole point of this presentation, so it was kind of a bait and switch, right? Which is what they admitted at the beginning.
They absolutely admitted it,
Yeah.
which is absolutely to their credit.
So you'd think it'd just be kind of like, comparing the best breasts in all of anime. Kind of be like, oh, you know what, that is a nice pair. But no, what they were doing is they were just kind of like clowning on the fact that in anime, breasts are very unrealistic. And like they were just showing a bunch of examples of that and be like, oh my god, this is so offensive. It was...
I enjoyed it. If you guys are listening to this, DM me. All right.
They did not like the girl that pulled the rocket launcher out of the crevice.
I can say that like I enjoyed it in the sense of I hated it, and I'm happy I had the experience.
specifically enjoyed the Cheeto munching. That was second to none.
It was a one of a lifetime experience right there.
No,
Once in a
that
lifetime.
was the second best convention story. I don't know if we could tell the story, but the casino story, Brandon, that's top tier, and I don't know if we can talk about that.
All right, I will talk about it, Luke. I will tell this entire story. Okay?
I mean,
Oh my god.
this is the... Hold on, Evan.
I do.
Before you go into this...
I want to hold on.
Okay.
Pause.
Yep.
I want to shout out the anime dude for coming into our Twitch chat
What a
and
legend.
I
hanging
didn't
out.
even see that. Thank
He
you.
is the best.
Future guest confirmed.
All right,
That's a
so,
fact.
Evan, if we told you...
Me.
This is before any current dating situation.
Situations.
Yeah, if I were to tell you in the summer of 2019, if ZestyLuke was trying to get attention or talk to a female, how well do you think that would go?
Oh, well, okay.
Like the goal was for me to get a girl's Instagram, and I want you to.
Let me.
And he
I
didn't
know
even do
this
that.
story. I know
Spoiler
this
alert.
story. So.
Spoiler alert! As cool
I'll
as
give you a guess.
as cool as ZestyLuke looks, he is not cool at all. He is really awful at talking to women, and he does not have any swag or game at all.
Oh,
So I will.
I'm
I
ready
will
to tell
guess
this,
out
but
of
you
a
go
scale
ahead.
of 1 to 40, this went probably at most 5.
Well, it started out with a 5, and it went to like an actual 38. All right, so let me lay out the foundation, right? So this is I'm pretty sure this is the day before you came to the convention with us the next day. So this is the first day of the convention. It's an hour and a half drive away from us, so we just kind of drove there and back each day. We only went twice. The first day, it's myself, the Zesty James, and of course, our man ZestyLuke. And the goal is to get Luke some female attention. Like, that's the goal of the boys. obviously we're not going to be toxic, but that's the goal. We're being bros, we're being the wingmen, everything's great. So they had an event at this convention where you could purchase some time with a cosplayer, right? Like, that was the whole point. Like, they auction them off, and they get to hang out with you. So we immediately knew we're doing this for Luke. Like, we are going to pool our money together and get a cosplayer to hang out with Luke. That was the whole point. So we ended up bidding on a Kirishima reverse cosplay. So it was a female cosplaying Kirishima, gender bent, you could say. And we ended up getting her. We were also trying to get another guy who was Killer B from Naruto, but we thought we won that, but apparently we didn't, and they made fun of Luke. So we were all dressed as Akatsuki members, by the way, so like it kind of fit to have Killer B with us as well. It was just kind of for the meme. But we didn't get him, so we just got her, right? And it was like, so she comes up, and like Luke's like not even talking to her like the whole time, just refuses to talk to her. So I'm like trying to make small talk with her and everything. Like, oh yeah, so who's who we are. So we eventually, like, we didn't know what the fuck to do, because like, we just purchased this person. Like, this is borderline slavery over here. And it's like, now what do we do? So there's a game room at most conventions, so we decided to go there and play Mortal Kombat with her, more or less. Luke just absolutely dunks on her. Like, no remorse, just takes her to the cleaners.
Yep.
I can't remember if James played with her at all, but I know I did, at least, and just made small talk the whole time. But anyways, we decided to let her go early, because like she was also like talking to some other cosplay. Yeah, we were also like she was like talking to some other people in there. We're just kind of like, yeah, this is really awkward. This is really bad. The whole time we're also trying to get Luke to like ask her for her Instagram or something, right? But he just won't do it.
Hey, was this her personal Instagram? Was this her personal Instagram, or
or
like
just like just an Instagram, just trying to get some information about it, right? And he just wouldn't do it. So James and I basically clowned on him the whole time afterwards. Like, what the fuck was that? What are you doing? He's like, all right, it's whatever. So if we run into her again, Luke says that he is going to go up to her and ask her for her Instagram. He says he's going to do it. Like, he swore he was going to do it. So fast forward hours and hours later. It's like towards the end of the night. We're probably not going to be hanging around too much longer. And we walk past like where they're going to be having this like rave type thing later that night, I'm pretty sure. Either that or it already finished. I can't remember. But she was in this room talking to some people, and James and I were like, oh my god, Luke, there she is. Like, 'cause this is the first time we'd seen her since the whole rest of the night. And we're like, Luke, there she is. You said you'd get her Instagram. Go in there and talk to her. And he just refused to do it. No matter what we did, like, I remember trying to call Evan on the phone and be like, Evan, you need to tell Luke to do this, but he didn't pick up.
It was like late at night too.
Yeah, it was super late. It was probably like 10:30 or 11. To be fair. But anyways, so we're just trying to get Luke to do this. He just refuses the whole time. So James and I are like ready to give up or like start beating him up. All right. Like, hands are about ready to be thrown. Then, like, I don't know if the gods just shined on Luke. Like, they're just like, all right, we need to give this man, like, we need to give him a little nudge. You know what I mean? But she walks out of the room, recognizes us from earlier, and just runs over to talk to us all on her own. Like, we didn't have to do anything. And we're like, oh my god. Like, literally, the gods have said, Luke, we're going to give you this opportunity right here.
Get her Instagram.
Yeah. So then when she's over here talking to us, Luke still doesn't ask her for her Instagram. So I have to be the one to do it. So I'm like, hey, do you have like an Instagram, by the way, for your cosplays and everything? And, she gives it to us. So, wingman spooky over here.
Uh-huh.
So one thing leads to another. We're talking to her for a while. Some other kind of like, questionable people show up. Very odd characters. And we're just kind of like, we want to go to the casino for a little bit. Because, like, there's a casino not too far away, and we're ready to go. Nothing really else is helping to this convention. These other people are weird. We're ready to go. So I can't remember which one of us, like, invited her to come with. I don't think it was me.
Okay.
Either Luke or Luke. James. It might have been Luke, to his credit. I can't remember.
I think... I want to say I did, because that was, like, the one redeemable thing I did. I think.
Oh, boy.
Because there was, like, one redeemable thing. I remember I did something, like, one redeemable thing. So... put yourself in a situation. You are female, and you are with 3 guys, and you've never seen them in your life, and you met them that day, and they said, hey, it's like 11 o'clock. Do you want to get in our car and go to the casino in the city that you're not from?
So this is a girl all by herself, and she agrees to, at the end of the day, she agrees to come with us 3 random people she met that day who purchased her earlier in the day alone to the casino with us. So... already, like, I'm kind of, like, in the back of my head this whole time, I'm very much questioning her judgment, because it's kind of like, obviously, you kind of want to believe the best in people, But come on, bro. Like you're literally
this
putting
sounds
yourself
like
to end up in a ditch somewhere. Like this is not good.
This sounds like an Internet Mysteries video.
Like I question her judgment because she could very well have died that night if we were bad people, for a fact.
Absolutely.
But anyways, we go to the casino. Like since she's a gender bent Kirishima, she's basically just like wearing like a bra for like her top, right? So we're going to the casino, and like obviously all these old men are like acting really really creepy the whole time. But you know,
that's a pretty good impression.
So yeah, basically she came to us with a casino. I ended up like asking her a couple times like what I should bet on for roulette, I think, and I actually came out positive for like the first time in my life at a casino. So, you know, if you're listening to this, cosplay Kirishima, thank you for the good luck. So it ended up going from Luke refuses to talk to this girl to she's alone in a car with us going to a casino by the end of the night. It was the most reverse Uno card I've ever seen on a situation.
The gods
crazy.
wanted me to probably do more.
Yeah, like we basically low-key like kidnapped this girl for Luke, but it didn't. And at the end of the day, Luke didn't even like ask her for her number or anything. So
what a gentleman!
If I had any game or less decency, I might have ended up in a hotel room that night.
I don't know. I couldn't really read her intentions, to be completely honest. I was so bamboozled really nice. She even agreed to come with us in that situation. But yeah, that was such a weird experience.
Yeah, and then when we were going down the next day, I got convinced to send her a message on Instagram to see where she was, and I never got a response.
Yeah, we did see her at the end of the night, though.
Yeah,
Fun fact. Mm-hmm. I think you were in the bathroom at the time.
Oh
honestly.
Yeah, it was.
Because
that was after the best of the breast. I went to the bathroom before I went.
It was right after the best of the breast that we saw her walking to her car or something.
What? Man, what a convention!
That was a great convention.
I wish we could go to another one.
Oh, I'm sure we will once this virus is out of here.
I mean, we'll see.
Like, I wanted to go to Anime Central, but that's kind of like, I think it's supposed to happen this month, with me just canceled for sure.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. But maybe next year, maybe end of the year, we'll see what happens. It'll be a good time.
I do have more money saved up this time, so they could
it's always a good time.
Hell yeah.
So
I think a good time to transition to Luke's activity.
Yeah, Luke has an activity. I don't know if we. So I guess a little peek behind the curtains here. How are we going to see these pictures?
The pictures?
I thought it was just an audio only activity for him.
Yeah, it's audio.
Oh, okay.
For me, I'm going to put the art activity on the stream later, so you guys can just open a window and look at it from there.
Got it.
But anyways, continue, Luke. Introduce us to what we're doing.
Let's hear it.
So basically, for each of the two guys, I have 5 celebrities and or athletes who appreciate anime, and I will say that celebrity or athlete, and they will have to guess if they can know that their favorite anime or one that they have shown extreme interest in. And if they get it correct, they will get 1 point. Each of them have 5 chances to get 1 point, so 5 points each. And at the end, there is a bonus person that has been very vocal about their anime appreciation that we'll get into later. And there's 4 bonus points at the end, so there's a possibility of 9 points.
Is the bonus points like a lightning round?
So how it'll work is I will say like who this person is, and then you will both, there's 4, you'll both list off like 4 guesses on what those are. And
all right.
I'll keep track.
Okay.
So
is this going to be multiple choice?
Nope.
Or do we have to just straight up guess?
You just gotta guess.
All right. Also, everyone at home, feel free to play along.
Ooh.
All right. So I think the best way to do this is I'll do Brandon's 5, let him get his points, and then I'll do Evan's 5. I'll put Evan on the spot more because I think Evan has a better chance of this. So
wow.
Very nice.
Okay.
So the first celebrity we have, Brandon, this should be an easy one, is Zac Efron.
His favorite anime?
Yep.
Oh my god.
I think I know this actually.
I have. Okay.
Can I
I'm going to go out on a limb.
Okay.
And I'm going to say Naruto.
Nope. His favorite anime he has expressed is Death Note.
Oh, I thought it was DBZ.
Nope. And when they were some trivia, when they were doing the live adaptation, Zac Efron mentioned that he wanted to be part of it, but as another live adaptation,
that would have been good.
Yeah.
Thanks, Make It Brothers Band, for making it bad.
All right.
Hey, don't you have a game for them?
Please continue, Luke.
The number 2 celebrity we have right here is Kanye West.
Oh. Frick, dude. I feel like Kanye is definitely a Ghost in the Shell lover.
The anime that I have written down is Akira.
Fuck. That's kind of close, low key. They're both like futuristic,
Yeah, you don't get the point.
post-apocalyptic.
Nope.
Well, not okay. You know what?
No
Frick!
point.
All
Okay,
right.
continue.
Number 3, Avril Lavigne.
Oh.
Oh, I do know this one.
Yep.
I.
Should know this one.
Bro, you think I keep
This
up with
makes
Avril Lavigne?
sense too.
Yep.
Avril Lavigne's favorite anime. Fuck. I don't know. I'm gonna go with Pokemon.
It is One Piece.
Really?
I thought it was Death Note. Never
Nope.
mind.
I was thinking about asking One Piece for that, but I didn't really
Actually,
picture her as a
Avril
One Piece
Lavigne
lover.
has 2 songs in the One Piece anime, or at least like vocalized. Yep.
What?
What?
Yep.
This is news to me.
Yep.
Oh my god, I suck at this game.
Jesus.
I'm so bad.
So
All right, please
number
continue.
4 is John Cena.
John Cena.
Oh, I know this one.
John Cena's got to be a Dragon Ball Z buff. Gotta be.
Nope.
Naruto.
Nope.
What?
It's neither of those. Do you guys want?
Oh,
do you want me to do?
fudge.
Do you want me to do the English translation, or do you want me to do the Japanese version?
Just do the English first.
Nope. I'm gonna.
English.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Sorry. So
Why'd
first
you
of all,
ask us?
sorry, Japanese. Tell me if you actually know this anime from the Japanese translation.
Okay.
Hokudo no Ken.
Oh, that's Fist of the North Star.
Yes, it is, and that's his.
Wow.
All right. Here's your last chance to salvage at least 1 point before the bonus round. Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh, I know this. I've heard this before. Fuck.
Ooh, embarrassing.
Oh my god, it's on the tip of my tongue. I'm just gonna go with Cowboy Bebop. I
It
feel like
is-
that's gotta be it.
Ninja Scroll.
Oh, I don't even know what that is.
What? I've never heard of that.
I know that he's praised anime before, and I feel like he's listed off a couple, but I did not know that was the answer. Frick.
Well, he's our host for this
Dude.
game, so I don't think you get
Yeah.
to argue with him.
I'm
So,
coming out with a fat goose
at the
egg, is
end-
what we're saying here.
Zip.
Of the first round, we have Brandon at a good 0 points.
All right,
All
my,
right.
my heart's pumping. I'm getting
Fuck.
getting hyped.
You know,
Let's do
all
it.
right.
For the record, Evan, I just want to point out that you guessed along with me, and you got them all wrong too. So suck eggs as well. But please
Absolutely, but
continue.
those weren't mine, so that doesn't
Yeah.
even count against
I know.
me.
All
I'm just
right.
pointing
Are
out.
you ready, Evan?
Yeah, let's hear it, Luke.
Robin Williams.
Let me think. Robin Williams.
I feel like I've heard this before too.
I
but
feel like
don't
it
know the
has to be
answer.
something popular. I don't know. I'm gonna go Death Note.
Incorrect.
Ooh.
Now, while there was no confirmed top anime, these were the 4 that he specifically had interest in.
Good.
They are Ghost in the Shell,
That's what I thought it was. That's what I
Neon
was thinking.
Genesis Evangelion,
Evangelion. Yeah, he said that too.
Blood, The Last Vampire, and Paranoia Agent.
I would have. Yeah, I mean, I was 0 for 4 there.
All right.
Shoot,
so,
I had a good. Luke really gave me a softball.
Yeah.
And I missed it.
all right. Number 2, Ronda Rousey.
Oh, that has to be Naruto.
That is incorrect.
Shoot, is it Dragon Ball
It
Z?
is Dragon Ball Z.
Shoot! Oh, that was my second. I'm upset. Whatever.
All right. We are on to Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves.
Yep.
Oh, I think I know the answer to this one. I'll let
I
him go
feel like it has to be Code Geass or something like that.
first. I think it's Cowboy Bebop.
There is one
All
correct
right.
answer out of those.
All right. Well, I'm gonna.
Evan already got-
said Code Geass, so I can't change that.
So the correct answer, although they did not get the point, Brandon was correct.
Yeah,
The
I
answer
think
is
he was
Cowboy
supposed to play
Bebop.
Spike in a live action that never
Yes.
happened.
Oh, that would have
Yep.
been. Oh, you're right. I knew that.
That is the trivia for that
Oh.
I
one.
think that's why he was interested in it.
Shoot. Okay.
All right. Number 4, Ariana Grande.
What?
I'm shook.
What? Excuse me?
Yep.
Jesus. Shoot. This is about to be real bad here. I don't know. Oran High School Host Club?
I'm gonna throw out Hunter x Hunter for the fuck of it.
There's
Maybe
no
she's
way.
a real one. Maybe she's a real one.
That'd be great.
Spirited Away.
Oh. Dang it.
Typical.
The last
Where are my
chance to take
athletes? I know them.
the last chance to take the lead right here.
Ooh.
Michael B. Jordan.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I know this. I know this. Is his Naruto?
I don't even have a guess.
Please.
I'm gonna
tell
need
me
you
it's
to tell
Naruto.
me if it's Naruto or Naruto Shippuden.
Shippuden.
We have our first point.
Fuck!
Yes! Ah!
All right.
Oh, I'm
Now-
so happy I got that one.
Now the points are 1-0. However,
Embarrassing,
Bonus
Brandon.
round.
Can you imagine?
Now,
not
I like
having
how
a
I got
point?
one of yours, but not one of mine. So
Now,
sad.
the bonus round. I will explain it because I typed it out, so this will be easier. Bonus round. As Evan knows, Mike Daniels is a very vocal anime fan
Yes.
who was a player for my Green Bay Packers. I left him out of this list because we already have another person with a favorite anime being Dragon Ball Z. That's referring to Ronda Rousey.
Okay.
To see who the true champion is, you both get to guess his remaining favorite anime. 1 point for each answer. There are 4.
Mike Daniels' favorite anime?
There are 4. I will let you guys go individually. So since Evan is up by 1, I'll give the advantage to Brandon. So Evan, you will have to guess first, so Brandon can infer off of your guesses as well.
Ooh.
All right, so what was the one you said he liked? So I don't.
Dragon
list
Ball Z.
that. Dragon Ball Z.
Yes.
So the other
That's
4.
his favorite.
How many guesses do we get? Just 4?
Yeah. So there's 4 other ones you list. Just list off 4 anime.
All right. Well,
Okay.
I'll be. You want to give me the disadvantage? Well, I'm gonna guess Naruto.
I don't think Luke can tell you if it's right.
I can't. I'm not gonna. I can't tell you until both
have
of you
to
guys
Oh, I
Yeah,
have to guess. I have to
four.
guess all of them.
Yeah. Like if you get
Okay.
2, you'll get 2 points. It's not like an all or nothing.
Okay. Gotcha. So do I have to guess 3 or 2? Because
3 more.
2. 3 more. 3 more?
Yeah,
He
because there's
had
4.
the remaining
Okay.
4, Luke said, so you get 4 guesses total.
Okay. All right. So Naruto. I'm gonna say One Piece. I'll say Attack on Titan, and Bleach.
All right. The floor is yours, Brandon. It's your turn.
I
can
think
use
I'm
those
going to double up
inferences.
with Naruto.
Okay.
I think this guy's going to be a Hunter x Hunter buff. I feel like One Piece is definitely a good answer to throw in there.
All right.
And finally, I'm going to say... Trying to think.
My heart's pounding. If I lose this, I'm gonna be embarrassed. This guy was on my team too.
I'm going to go with JoJo's.
Ooh, that's a good one. Shoot.
All right. So, I'll tell you right now, Naruto and One Piece are not on that list.
Oh,
What?
I'm shook.
Oh.
All right, well, there's 2 X's for both of us.
JoJo's is not on that list.
Fuck!
Ooh, and
Hunter x Hunter is on that list.
Oh!
he got a point.
Yes!
We're tied right now.
I thought I got 2 points for this round.
No, it's what you get. Like for every one you get right, you get 1 point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right,
you
we're
just get a
tied.
point.
We're tied. Let's go.
Tied. All right, Luke. Tell me what I want to hear, please.
After calculation,
Luke.
we will have to have a tiebreaker.
What?
Oh! You didn't get any other... Wait, what? Okay, what were the
The
answers?
4.
Can we get that?
Hunter x Hunter, First of the Blue Sky, My Hero Academia, and
Oh.
Sword Art Online.
My Hero is
What?
such an easy answer. Why didn't I think of that?
Oh my God.
Okay.
All right.
All right, I got 1 point. Let's go! Tiebreaker!
All right.
Tiebreaker!
Let's see. Now this one, I will say the name of this celebrity
Okay.
and what I'm finishing pronouncing. It's first one to guess right.
Okay.
Okay. So we can just keep going, is what you're saying?
Great.
I'll give you guys like a minute. Like if it's getting to a point where you guys are just listing off some and not even getting close.
All right, wait.
Okay.
Evan, how about we alternate? So you say one, I say one, and we just keep going until we get it.
Okay.
Unless
All
we
right.
suck
Yeah.
eggs and never get it.
Yeah,
That's fine.
so-
Yeah.
We'll start with Brandon because he made the comeback.
Fuck
Yeah.
yeah.
You ready for this?
Ready.
Elon Musk.
Oh,
Neon
that's
Genesis.
not fair. That's not fair.
That's actually, according to this article, going to be incorrect.
Oh.
All right, Evan, go for it.
Ghost in the Shell.
Incorrect.
Shit.
I'll tell you incorrect. I'll let you know it's not a mecha. It's not a mecha.
Okay.
Not a mecha.
Yeah, surprisingly.
Not a mecha.
Okay. Full Metal Alchemist.
Incorrect.
Attack on Titan.
Shit.
Incorrect.
Fuck. One Piece.
Incorrect.
Dragon Ball Z.
Incorrect.
What? Let me go. Princess Mononoke.
Incorrect. So what we're gonna do now,
Shit.
I'm gonna give you one hint, and the second I say go, because it's gonna be a really good hint. When I say go, this will be whoever right here says it first.
All right.
Okay.
Whew.
It's a movie. Go.
Your name.
Correct.
Get wrecked, Brandon.
I was good. My brain went to a silent voice, so I was like trying to fucking spit that out.
Get wrecked.
All right, Evan, you're the supreme champion of this sweet activity based on
That's
celebrities
the
and anime.
first. That was immediately the one that came to my mind.
See, that hint kind of helped push it over. So
I'm very surprised it wasn't Evangelion, honestly.
Yeah,
I
he
feel like
definitely
he's
has
had a
talked about
profile picture of that
Evangelion
before.
for sure.
Dang it. All right.
All right, I'm the champion. What do I win?
You will get a free Little Caesar's pizza in the year 2077.
Hell yeah.
Oh, very nice. That's very, very generous of you. So thank you. I graciously accept my winnings.
I'll also dunk on you the next time we play basketball.
Okay.
Got him.
And you say bullying isn't allowed.
Isn't part of his character.
Yeah.
It's an ongoing story arc.
Right. So, let's transition here, shall we?
All right.
What? So, in quarantine, I already talked a little bit about that I've played a ton of Persona 5.
Mm-hmm.
That is the game that I have finished in quarantine. And I know, Brandon, that I bullied you into starting Fire Emblem Three Houses. So,
That is a fact.
have you started it?
I can spoiler alert right now that I did, in fact, start the game.
Yes. Okay.
So I have a little story behind it to give my first impressions, if that's all right
Okay.
with you lads. So basically, when I was starting up, you get to select your difficulty and stuff. So I decided to go with the absolute highest difficulty you possibly could, and I immediately regretted that decision.
Yeah.
I also selected the option for characters to die. I want that to be known. So
yeah, because you're not.
because I'm not a bitch.
wimp?
Not a bitch. So basically, in the first training exercise that you do, I literally spent, and I mean no joke on this, I spent 6 hours trying to beat that.
What?
6 hours. That's how hard the hardest difficulty is. Because no matter what I did, no matter what, I would always have a character die right in the start. And I was like, dude, fuck, what am I doing wrong? Every single time I had a character die. At the 6 hour mark, I'm like, fuck it, I'm moving down to the second highest difficulty. So kind of just regular hard mode instead of insane. So then I was able to beat it my first try. Without anybody dying. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I learned so much just getting dunked on left and right by these fucking people.
6 hours.
6 hours, Evan. 6 hours.
Oh my God.
I was
That's awesome.
determined to beat it, but I just could not. Every single time I tried, I would just get fucked. Every time. But finally, jumped down the difficulty, then I was able to beat it first try. Easy, right? So I kind of progressed through the game, learning a little bit about it, with how the characters work, how the combat works, yada yada. Got to the first actual bandit mission, you could say, or whatever.
Okay.
So that's where I ended up stopping after I beat that. But
So did you pick a house?
I picked the what is it, the Black Eagles, I think?
Yes, the best house.
Yeah, I think it had the most viable waifu. That was honestly my decision for choosing it.
Oh, who's
Not
that?
even gonna front.
Who's that?
Well, out of each house, it had the most waifu potential. So
the most white.
yeah, so I think there's 3 or 4 in there. So I was like, hell yeah, I'm on board. I would definitely say the main girl is probably who I would lean to. Oh no, the one with the brown hair. I forget her name, but
Hilda.
maybe I don't even remember honestly. But
I think it's Hilda.
so
No, it's not. I'm wrong. Whatever.
But she's
Keep
the one
going.
I was like,
Sorry.
all right, I'm getting this house for this waifu alone. But there's backups, all right? So on my first mission, since I have characters that can die, every single time a character would die, that I, in the beginning, I would just restart the level like a bitch, honestly. But I figured if I could get, almost to the end and have a character die, it would be okay, which, spoiler alert, that's what ended up happening. I don't remember his name, but, the guy with, the black emo-looking hair.
He died?
He died.
What?
I loved using him too. I was so upset, but I was right at the
Oh my
end.
gosh.
I had done everything right before that. I was like, all right, fuck it. You know what? He's gone out the game. I'll just deal with it, okay? And that's what ended up happening. So I am officially one character down.
Oh my gosh.
I was kind of upset because I definitely liked his
I'd be upset too.
magic stuff or whatever. I don't know what kind of playstyle he had exactly. I think it was magic, but
Yeah, I'll spoil it, and you can get students from the other houses to join your house.
I saw that too. So I figured he's replaceable at the end of the day, but we do have a man down.
That's fascinating. Was there a cutscene or anything?
No, I don't think so. Honestly, I was
No?
expecting them to kind of yell at me afterwards that he's dead, but
should.
they didn't. I just went back to the game like normal, and nobody acknowledged that he was gone.
He was just gone.
He was just gone. So I was like, oh wait, did he actually die? Is that real? And he just wasn't there anymore. So I'm like, all right, I guess he's dead. Nobody yelled at me. Nothing.
Wow.
I was kind of shook.
That's okay. I'm very interested in how the rest of your playthrough goes.
Yeah, I will update as I have more playtime, but that is where I ended off.
Okay. And so my Persona experience, I have 100, like, probably 20 to 30 hours into Persona 5.
Hell yeah.
And I really enjoyed it. I really like Persona a lot. I will say I liked this one a little bit less than Persona 4, but I think that it's very easy to get into, which is a big pro.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a much easier game, I would say. There's not a lot of challenge to it, and not a lot of grinding even, per se. But the characters I really liked a lot. I really liked the story and a lot of the themes. But yeah, just a little too easy, and there's a lot of there's a certain character that just explains things a lot, and is very annoying, and it's things that you don't need explained most of the time. So you get, like, the same explanation a couple times in different ways. So it's not... It was kind of frustrating, but I have 120 hours and beat it, so obviously I enjoyed it.
Hell yeah. So, Luke, what have you been playing these days?
Yeah, Luke?
So recently I've been playing through Fallout 4 again.
Ooh.
Yeah, alright. I played that. I know that game.
I never beat it, but I did play it.
So
That's what I got an Xbox One for, fun fact.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Right now, the current save file I have 50 hours into that save file. I recently just bought the Game Pass so I can get all the achievements. That's kind of what I like doing, is getting all the achievements. It's always my main goal whenever I have a game.
You're like a tryhard.
Yeah, he's
Kinda.
one of those.
He's very much tryhard. I know that. I don't even need to
you're
ask
right.
that. I know he's a tryhard.
I have 50 achievements unlocked in this game, and I think I need like 40 more. So it's going to take a while. But
You're about halfway, though.
my total time played in Fallout 4, according to the Xbox, is 260 hours.
Oh my god.
And I'm not even done.
And you don't even have all the achievements. Wow,
No.
you're not that much of a tryhard, I guess.
I mean, to be fair, like the second mods were installed, I had a lot of mods.
Embarrassing.
I mean, you can't get achievements when you have mods installed, which is unfortunate.
Oh, that's right.
Quit modding, you hacker.
I mean, is it a sin that I want to be able to have it so I can have dog meat and a companion?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What about-
that's not
You're
how the
going
game
to
was
hell.
designed.
What about dank meme radio?
Going to hell.
What about-
Yeah, that's all. I wouldn't. Even if that wasn't a mod, I'd be mad you had
What about swearing animals?
If it's like the swearing Roomba, I'll give it a pass.
What about
it screams, in fact,
so,
actually.
so if you play Fallout, you know, like when you have a dialogue option, there's 4 buttons, but they either say like sarcastic, yes, no. They don't really say what is the full script. I had a mod installed that for every single line of dialogue in the game, it would tell you exactly what you're gonna say. So you'd have a better, I guess, inference on what you're about to say. So you know, like, how it's actually gonna affect. If you just say, if there's like 2 options for yes, and they're definitely different dialogue options, they're gonna present 2 different options. You want to know what's gonna say what.
Hacker.
Also, cheat codes are
Well, I would say you cheated not only the game but yourself. You didn't grow. You didn't improve.
You played yourself.
You took a shortcut and gained nothing. You experienced a hollow victory. Nothing was risked and nothing was gained. It's sad that you don't know the difference, Luke.
Did you have to read that off a script?
Absolutely. It's about Sekiro, technically.
Yeah, that's definitely a quote.
Oh, that's a game I have sitting on my desk that I plan to play eventually too.
You never have played Dark Souls. Why are you to play Sekiro?
Because it looks really fun, and I like, edgy samurai people. What can I say?
I will say you will probably have less fun with Sekiro, or be more frustrated with Sekiro than you were with Dark Souls 2 when we tried that.
Well, to be fair, that ended very quickly.
That was like a 30-minute
I went up some stairs, and I'm like, so where the fuck am I going? There's some skeletons over here, and you're like, oh, there's not supposed to be skeletons. And I got yeeted. I'm like, all right, I'm not playing this. That's what happened. Fact. But, I mean, I suffered through a lot of Cuphead, so I know it's not comparable, but I know how to be angry and still continue on with the video
game. Wait, you got
game.
past the tutorial in Cuphead?
Yeah.
How'd you do that?
I didn't hack like somebody in this Discord call.
You can tell me off screen.
Yeah, okay. I'll teach you a little bit.
Sweet. I was debating between the Sekiro copy pasta and the ninja getting angry at losing copy pasta, because that one's fun too.
Sick tweet. Thanks, Ninja. Very cool.
Very cool. Alright, so I think we might have to leave Dead Space for another day.
Okay, that's fair. It's a story that'll come back a different time.
But I'm going to give you this story time that we are going to go through together. Oh, Bakugo died. Womp womp. Anime dude spoiling it for the rest of us.
Fuck.
I'm calling the
All
cops.
right, let me open this up in a new tab so I can follow along.
I'm glad you can see the picture.
I'm very happy. I'm very happy already.
Gives you a nice prelude.
It looks amazing.
Does it?
It's probably the best character in Berserk.
It's my favorite thing in Berserk.
It's amazing. All right, but walk me through what's going on with our Lord and Savior here.
So I wanted to see this picture. I was catching up to Berserk before the new chapter released, and I realized this nose guy wasn't going to come back, so I wanted to go see a picture of him, and I Googled it. And it was surprisingly hard to find a picture of him, but I stumbled on this one, and it led me to this website, which I don't exactly know what the website entails. It is linked in the chat.
It is linked in the chat if you want to follow along. Will be in the description of the video.
So, it is The Nose Thing from Berserk is the title of the video. And so, I don't know where to really even begin, but it starts out with, the nose thing from Berserk is a famous cryptid from Uranus. First photographed in 197-. It is believed to be an immortal staple of the Saturn verse. Is above all other beings, and canonically, the strongest thing to ever exist. The appearance.
Oh, yeah. I'm reading the little thing below its picture and I'm losing it.
So, okay, I'll read that too. So below its picture, it says, sniffs loudly. Age is immortal. Oh, I got a snort. Great. Yep. Its gender is smooth.
Smooth.
It doesn't have a stand.
Fuck.
Power level, the best. And its status
alive. Oh, that's all I needed to know. I'm happy. All right, let's go to the appearance. This is amazing.
I'll let you take a section of this.
All
okay?
right, I will do the appearance then.
Go for it.
The nose thing is short and fleshy. It has no arms, 2 short legs, and a massive nose. Eyewitness reports describe it as being covered in a thin layer of fuzzy hair, like that of a peach, as well as being about 3.5 feet tall. Oh my god. Short
That's
king!
huge.
Short
Okay.
king! However, this is just its physical form. Its true form is a greater than all of creation and cannot be comprehended by beings lower than tier 1-A. Wow. Wow.
So, well, get ready to be amazed, because the nose thing creates time and space, as well as everything outerversal and below. It spends its time recreating all of existence from time to time, or creating infinite planes of existence, however it sees fit.
Oh my god.
So as you can guess, its power level, attack, speed, durability, it's the best that's ever existed.
Omnipotent.
Omnipresent.
Sorry.
But the trivia is what I would like to get into.
Oh,
So
here we go.
I'll let you read the first one. We'll alternate.
Okay. The nose thing is often called the god of all gods, or the one who defeated Shaggy. Can someone please add also dunked on Lord Twiggo? Thank you. Oh my god.
It's the gorgeous boy to ever grace creation, which I agree with.
I think that is fact. Can't argue it. It's too fucking strong. Oh.
That's what gets me. I don't know why I like that part so much.
Oh.
Shaggy is the only living being to ever see the nose thing and live to tell about it. The moment that Shaggy saw it, he went insane and was nearly torn apart into nothingness, but was able to escape because the nose thing didn't notice Shaggy's minuscule level of power.
Wow. He must have been the one to photograph it then, if he's the only one to see it and live to tell the tale. I think we're putting things together here. I like it.
He must have heard the sniff loudly and then I was like, I gotta get out of here.
I was being, adding
That was the loud sniff.
Yeah, I was trying to add suspense.
From that schnoz.
But yeah, so I stumbled upon this, and I thought I had to share this
I'm very
with
happy
anyone
that
I
you did.
could.
This is amazing. Wow. Beautiful. I'm like at a loss for words. I don't know what to say. This is beautiful.
I'm sorry, did you ask me something?
No, I just said I don't know what to say. This is beautiful.
That's why we just needed a moment of silence for
I think
it.
that moment of silence is the perfect transition.
Yeah. All right, so does that mean we are finishing it off with the famous art activity?
Yeah. We probably should come up with a better name for it,
Yeah.
but...
please, comment any suggestions for our sick art activity below, unless we think of something ourselves later. But
Yeah, I like autistically artistic, but let's keep going.
So last episode of the first episode of the podcast, I should say, Evan brought us some of the sickest and most complex art.
I am an artiste and would like to be respected as such.
Yeah. So this time around, ya boy here took it upon himself to create 5 absolute pieces of pure art. Like nothing else can. I should stop sucking myself off here and show you guys what I'm talking about. So if you will look over at the stream, both Luke and Evan, you two can play together.
All right.
Yes. So how this is going to work is you get half a point if you get the series, and half a point if you can name the character. So you have a total of 5 points that you can get if you get it all across the board. 1 for each picture. So what I'm going to do is flash the art, give you two the opportunity to guess.
Are we both guessing the same thing, or do we have our own individual ones?
If you guys can't get it right off the bat, all right, so here's how I'll do it. If you two, we'll say if you get it right, whoever guesses it first, obviously. But if neither of you can get it, then we'll maybe do one at a time to see if you can guess like the series or if you have a potential name.
Maybe we should work together.
Yeah, I like that. How about you two work together?
You think 2 heads are better than 1?
I think since we have a guest here, we'll do a work together situation. I like that idea.
So we should try to get, okay.
So you two guess together.
Okay.
So, all right. Are you guys ready to go?
Yes.
I'm born ready.
All right, so I'm going to start with showing, obviously, the art, and then I will show you the answer after you get it right or if you get it wrong.
Okay. All right.
And feel free to play along at home. All right, so first up, we have this absolute specimen as soon as it pops up on the stream.
Oh, I know exactly. Oh, I don't know his name, but I know who that is.
So there are 2 names I will accept for this character. 2 names I will accept.
That's Ed's father from Cowboy Bebop. But I don't know his exact name, but that's who he is.
See, Cowboy Bebop was the anime I couldn't remember if Luke had watched or not. So I'm glad we got this out of the way early. So I was going to accept Ed's father as one of the names. So you did get the full point. Congratulations, boys.
All right.
But for the record, I do want to say his actual name out loud because it is surreal. So his name is, excuse my pronunciation, but Appeladihi Shins Hoppenschnafluften.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I kind of butchered that a little bit, but I will put the answer on the screen.
I don't think anyone will be mad about that.
Yeah, so you can see what this sick drawing is based off of.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, like isn't that pure art right there? Sucking eggs is good for you.
Is good for you.
Sucking eggs is good for you.
My back's hurting right now.
Yeah, Luke, you got to pull your own weight. All right, so let me take both of those away.
I mean,
and
maybe I shouldn't have said teamwork.
My stream's a little behind.
We got number 2 on the screen right now.
All right.
I still. I mean, don't even say. At least give me a chance for my stream to catch up.
I will.
Jeez,
okay.
I'm everything. Hold on, let me just crash this.
I know this character too. I at least know the anime. I don't know the name.
All right, it's definitely gonna get a little harder.
Is this
a little harder?
This is. I think this is One Punch Man.
It is One Punch Man.
Yep, you got half a point there. Can you get the name?
The name?
It's something really. It's like either King Crab or Lobster Dude.
Is it?
I'm gonna need a correct answer here.
Oh, good.
Wait? Oh, man, I can't think of the name. I can picture the scene.
I'm gonna guess King Crab. Give Luke a chance.
All right, Luke, go ahead.
Unless he wants to hop on King Crab.
Am I able to guess separate and then
good.
if one of ours is correct, we get the point?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, then I'm gonna do.
I will give you each a guess to work together.
I'll do
basically.
King of the Crabs.
No, his actual name is Crablante.
Oh, I would have not gotten that
and
ever.
I'm not going to deliver like a quarter of a point for the word crab or anything. You had to get it right, but I will give you half a point for getting the anime at the very least. So that is 1.5 points right now. Not a bad start. Not a bad start.
We're doing a lot better than we probably should be.
All right, so number 3. This is where things are going to get a little complex, at least when it comes to naming the character. I'll let this take its time. There you go.
I mean, I gotta wait for my stream to catch up still. So,
it's from Naruto. So now, Luke, pull your weight, please.
Yep. All right. So you got the 0.5. So that's at a 2-pointer right now. But I'm gonna need a name, boys.
Oh my god.
I have no idea. For some reason, Inari sounds right, but I think that's because that's who they called one of the Persona characters. So that's where my mind's going.
I couldn't help you at all with this. I'm sorry. I could tell you it's from Naruto.
I thought you guys were Naruto stans. Excuse me. You mean you don't remember this hit character?
I never claimed that, but
I never claimed that.
Let's hear it. Who is he?
Oh, so you're giving up? Is that what I?
Absolutely. I guessed Inari.
So his name is Kotetsu Hagagane. otherwise known as
never
one of
heard-
those two guys from Naruto.
I've never heard that in my life.
Also,
one of those Jonin.
yeah, one of those Jonin that just do things every so often. Can't believe you guys call yourself Naruto fans. Shake my head.
That's-
All right.
I mean, to be fair, he
Very
did
nice.
say hi to Naruto when he returned the village in episode 1 of Shippuden. So
So obviously, I've been giving you guys a little bit of slack when it comes to naming the anime. So here's where things are going to get a little bit harder, I have to say. So I hope you're ready. The last
Great.
two are by far the hardest. So I'm going to put that on screen now.
all right. I'm definitely.
I
I'm,
wish
I'm,
you the
I'm
best of
behind, so give me a chance. I'm going to see it by myself. Got your help on
Heck
see
yeah.
see if I can
Oh,
even
I
do
think
this.
I know this.
Yeah,
I
really?
think I know this.
Really? Okay. I'm
think-
interested.
Let's see if it pops up.
I'll let Luke take a guess first.
Let's see. My guess would be Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Absolutely not.
Okay, Evan, what's your guess for the anime?
I think it's Yu-Gi-Oh.
No. You're
Okay,
both wrong.
shit.
So, I mean, do you want to give a shot for a name? If you guys have no clue on the name, I'll at least let you try and guess the anime one more time. I'm not going to
That
give you
doesn't
points.
help me at all.
I'm not going to give you points, but I'll let you
Oh,
at least see if
cool.
you
We
can
get
it.
nothing. I'm going to guess Frogman. Is that
Frogman? Oh, no. Okay.
If I had to take, I don't think you'd do a repeat in One Punch Man again.
I definitely would not.
Okay.
Who is this?
This can't be My Hero.
Nope.
No.
Okay.
All right. All right. You want me to give you the answer?
Yes.
Yeah, please.
So I'm going to pop that on the screen. So this is Sido, which is a Shinigami from the hit anime Death Note.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, that
That
guy.
guy from episode 1.
My bad.
That guy from episode 1.
I mean, I think he actually appears later for like half a second. I know he has a small role in the manga that they kind of
How
like
did you
brushed over
find
again.
him?
Well, I was kind of like thinking of hard mode stuff, and I was like, all right, you know what's something that we've definitely seen, but they're not going to remember is some of the other Shinigami in Death Note besides like Rem and Ryuk, right? So I
Yeah.
remember that he did take place in the anime. So, and I
Oh
figured it's
my
not just
God.
some random background character. Like, he does have a name. So,
Okay, I feel like shots are being fired here.
I mean,
Oh, well,
someone. What are you gonna
this
do with the
is
treasure, guys?
easy mode, bro. You guys are.
All right.
If you guys get this last one, I am gonna be floored.
All right.
Floored. All right. Whenever it pops up,
Oh,
this is by far my favorite art piece, by the way.
this looks like this looks like the bad guy from Lilo and Stitch.
I mean, well, that's not correct if that's your answer, but I'll give you a pass.
All
on
right,
it.
I feel like I'm
Is
getting.
this from an
I'm
anime
not
that
gonna.
I've seen at least?
Yes, I can confirm.
I feel like I just got the answer in the stream chat, so I'm not gonna guess it.
I can't look at this. I'm not gonna look at this chat either.
All right. Well, I'll let
Man.
Luke give an answer for the possible anime then.
Man,
I'm really confused how they knew that right away. They both said that immediately. Like,
judging by the blue uniform and the strap, it's leading me to believe it to be military. So I gotta go with Full Metal Alchemist then.
That is incorrect.
Oh my god.
So,
is it Hunter x Hunter?
It is Hunter x Hunter. I figured with
they
Luke
know
watching
that?
it now, I feel like it's perfect to bring it in.
I mean,
like
I'm
I said,
only
Cowboy
60
Bebop's
episodes in.
Well, you've definitely seen this character then.
Yeah.
But, I feel like Cowboy Bebop was the
know
only
that?
one that I wasn't sure on for you, Luke. So I figured I'd at least throw it in there for Evan. But I knew since you had started Hunter x Hunter, I'd had to include a character from it. And what better character than can you spot them in this little?
Oh, I sure can.
I can't wait to see those images.
Wait, pause. Why? Why is his head so misshapen, Brandon?
Let me show you. All right, let me show you. Let me increase the size of it right here.
Oh my god, I know exactly what you're talking
Still
about.
It's the hit participant 109. See,
Yeah,
he's
what's
got
his
he's
name?
got that like little he's got a little I mean I may have exaggerated the indent a little bit, but you have to say that is a very, very accurate depiction of this character. I purposely left out the number because if I put that in there, it'd be obviously a dead giveaway. Obviously a dead giveaway.
Yeah, I would have known him right away.
But yeah, it's participant 109 from Hunter x Hunter's first exam.
Oh, that's
that we
his
see in
name.
the
It's
anime.
Participant 109.
What is that?
Yeah,
No,
participant 109.
what is
How do
that
you guys
no-
not know that? You call yourself anime fans? What the fuck?
What is that? What are you gonna do with the treasure? Let's go! Everybody here with his fist out. Let's go!
Yeah, that was the hit art activity. This time around. So you guys finished together with a grand total of 2 points.
Hey.
How do you feel?
That's not bad.
I mean-
that's much better than we should have gotten.
I mean, I feel like I know I only had 4 last time for me, but I feel like you guys definitely did better than I did. Guess
now I have to change my strategy up for next week. Jeez, Brandon, you made Anime Dude delete his YouTube.
Yeah, good. If he didn't get that right, I lost respect, basically.
Participant 109. I can't believe it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you guys didn't get that. I'm amazed. Basically the easiest one in there, if you really think about it.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been, but it wasn't, so...
Oh, dang it. Well, yeah, that was the art activity. And anything else you want to talk about before we finish this up, lads?
I think that anything that I would need to be saying has been said.
Luke, do you want to shout anything out?
I would say that Love is War is something that anyone should invest in. It's a good ongoing series.
All right. Beautiful words. Well, thank you, Luke, for being our very first guest on the American Sushi Podcast. Definitely have to have you back at a future episode. Thanks for chatting with us.
Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, thanks, Luke. And I think now is the perfect time for Brandon to give us our ending question.
Indeed, indeed. So, for this question today, we're going to leave with something extremely
All right.
thought-provoking. So everyone out here in the video, feel free to leave your answer to this question in the comment section of this video if you're watching on YouTube. So, would you rather have cactuses for hands or no legs? I am sitting here in sick anticipation to find out what you guys think. Oh, but anyways, with that, this has been the American Sushi Podcast. Thanks once again to our guest, ZestyLuke. Thank you for all of you tuning in, listening to what we've got to say. I hope you enjoyed, and we will see you back here in 2 weeks or so for the next episode.
And we're rolling out.
Rolling out!